When everyone is accountable, no one is accountable. I will repeat that unless you've heard it before. When everyone is accountable, no one's accountable. And so what I mean by that is if something happens, I want to be able to say who dropped the ball. So I really spend a lot of time making sure, you're responsible for our insurance. You are responsible for procurement. You are responsible, like Mike Smith in my firm. He's responsible for all real estate and all leases. And he has a girl that works under him that goes around the country. So Mike's accountable for that. Bart Zidel's accountable for Social Security. For everybody listening, if you hear nothing else, when everyone's accountable, no one's accountable. And when no one's accountable, bad things happen. Rogue traders, rogue lawyers go off the reservation. Our financials are audited. Not many firms have audited financials. We audit our financials. We want to know that we're making sure, because that's another place where people can go rogue. You can have rogue people in the. We did $5 billion in settlements and verdicts last year. We did $2 billion in fees. There can be a lot of crooked stuff go on when you're dealing with that kind of money. Even in the accounting, you can have rogue accounting. So that's why I do. That's why I do audited financials.
It makes sense. When did you shift to auto financials? At what point in your career and the growth of the firm, you think?
I'd say 6 years ago, maybe, because it's expensive.
Yeah.
It's expensive. And the other thing is, a lot of people don't want to do it because of the cost, but a lot of people don't want to know. Because a lot of times, you find out, oh my God, look what we found, look what we found. You might have a bunch of write-offs you never taken. And now you got to eat all that in one day. So there are people who are denialist, ostriches, that they think by keeping their head in the sand that it's not really happening. The only thing that's happening is it's getting worse, because a problem never gets better. It only gets worse on its own.
It's funny, John. The first time I heard you speak was probably 20, 25 years ago in Tampa. And I met you then briefly, but you spoke at a trial lawyer's lunch. And one of the funniest things you said, which I totally respect it, now I really appreciate, was that you told a group of, quote, competitors, other trial lawyers, that you could give them your hard drive and that they would do nothing with it. What did you mean by that?
What I mean by that is this: practice makes perfect. And the more you do, the better you get. When I was a boy, I did magic at Walt Disney World. And I was in the stores. I was in Main Street Magic and Merlin's Magic, and we sold magic tricks. And people would come in, and I was pretty good at it. And people would come in, and I would do magic tricks. And then they would buy it. And they'd buy this, they buy this, they buy this, they buy this. And then I'd see them with a bag outside Cinderella's castle, ripping the stuff open and looking to see how it worked. They're really more interested, how does this work? And I'd be looking out there, looking at them. I thought, boy, they waste a lot of money, because they're never going to be able to do it, because it takes years and years and years of being in front of a mirror and turning the cups and balls over and doing it this way and doing it this way and sliding your feet. It doesn't just happen. So I can give you the magic trick with the directions, but you're never going to be able to do the magic trick. So I must have said it remembering my days at the Magic, at Merlin's Magic and Main Street Magic, where I'd sell thousands of dollars worth of magic to people who were never going to be able to do the trick, because they're not going to put the time in. Look, one of the things that separates us from everybody is this: most people say, here's the problem. You got to try your best cases and settle your worst cases. And they're right. But here's what happens: your best case is worth, let's say, 6, 7 million. but they get to 1, 2, 3, 3.5, and you're like, I got 500,000 in cost, and you take it, and you take it. We don't. That's why the big case committee is so important. Matt's sitting there with the committee, like, no, no. And we got lawyers coming. I want to settle it for 3. No, 3.5. No, 4. No, 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 no. That's why transparency and automation is important. So what we do is we try our best cases. When we have $100,000 policy and we got them in bad faith, and then they come up and say after 2 years, okay, we're going to pay you the 100,000. No, no, you're not. We're going to get a verdict. We're going to go get a verdict, and then we're going to come back and get a bad faith verdict. It takes time. It takes time, and it eats into cash flow. So a lot of lawyers are hanging on. And when I started this deal, my CFO was like, John, if we're going to try this many cases, we could have a serious cash flow problem. I said, let's just get off. But now we're on the other side of it. And once you get on the other side of it, it's like an oil field. You got to get the oil, tap it, get the pipes down, pump it. Takes a lot of time. But once you get it capped and get the pipes down and get it pumped, then you got some. People try to force things, break the rules. So I've taken a real hard, as I wrote this book, I took a real hard look at myself. And the one part of the book is called Paperboy. Because why Paperboy? Because I have found in life, and here's the biggest lucky thing we have, that some of us are born with an entrepreneurial seed at birth. At birth. I'll meet people, even like you. I would not be surprised if you were not a paperboy once upon a time, or something like it as a kid, because you are an entrepreneur. I can just smell it. I don't know what you did at 10 and 11.
Lawns. It was lawns, John. Both lawns.
Lawns
In the neighborhood. I tried to get one of the local condominium associations because it was big to let me mow their lawn at age 13. They ended up hiring me instead. Yep.
Paper boys, lawn, shoveling snow, selling seeds. Remember selling seeds?
Oh, yeah.
But there's those kids. And by the way, most of the kids aren't mowing lawns. Most of the kids aren't doing a paper route. You know why? It's hard. It's hard, but you were built to work. And I was built to work, and I was built with an entrepreneurial seed, the same seed you were built with. And so that paper route was hard because it was every single day, rain, sleet, snow, whatever, freezing, but you had to do it. Warren Buffett was a paper boy. Oprah Winfrey was a paper girl. There's something that inside of some of us that we have that entrepreneurial seed, and that's luck. That's luck. Because today in the jungle, a lion will be born and he'll be the king, and a sloth will be born and he's screwed just by being born. So we got to make sure as we do well that we spend a lot of time thanking nature or God or whoever for the luck we have, because it's not all us.